You are seeing this video because something is shifting. This is not random scrolling. It is not an algorithm coincidence. You have been chosen to receive this message at this exact moment because your reality is about to change in ways that will leave you breathless. What I am about to share with you is the final test before your big breakthrough. You see, there is a special frequency that less than 1% of people ever find. If you are watching this right now, you have already passed the first test. The question is, are you ready to walk through the door that is opening for you? Most people spend their whole lives waiting for a sign from the outside world that their dreams are coming true. They look for proof in their bank account, in their relationships, in their life situations. But here is what the universe has been trying to tell you through every delay, every closed door, every moment that felt empty. The quiet time before your dreams appear is not a sign that nothing is happening. It is a time of preparation. You have reached what scientists call the collapse point. This is the moment when all the different possible futures collapse into one single reality. Every meditation you have done, every picture you have held in your mind, every time you chose to have faith instead of fear, has brought you to this exact point in space and time. You are standing at the edge of your own becoming. Think about this for a moment. In science, tiny particles exist in many states at once. Until someone looks at them, they are in all possible places, until our attention forces them to pick one spot. Your dreams, your wishes, your deepest hopes have been existing in this same way. They have been in a state of all possibilities, waiting for the perfect moment to become real in your life. And that moment is now coming. It is as certain as the sunrise. But here is where most people trip and fall. Right when they are about to receive everything they asked for, they panic. They hold on too tight. They start checking their phone for a text, refreshing their email for that one important message, looking for proof that something is happening. This is exactly the wrong thing to do. The final step in making your dreams real requires something that feels strange. It requires you to completely let go, on an energy level. Think about how nature works. A seed does not wonder if it will become a tree. It does not check for progress reports or make backup plans. It simply lets go and trusts the intelligence that created it. It trusts the same force that spins galaxies and moves atoms. This is the frequency you are being asked to live in now. The cosmic joke is this: everything you have been looking for has been looking for you with the same power. While you have been wondering if your prayers are being heard, the universe has been arranging a perfect series of events to give you exactly what you need, exactly when you need it. The timing is not late. It is perfectly set for your soul's growth. Here is what changes everything. Letting go does not mean giving up on your desires. It means giving up your attachment to how they must look. When you stop holding on so tightly to the specific form your dreams must take, you allow the universe to deliver something far more amazing than your limited imagination could ever think of. This is where a scientific idea called quantum entanglement becomes your friend. In science, when two particles become connected, they stay connected across any distance. They affect each other instantly, no matter where they are. Your mind has become connected to your desires. The moment you truly let go, the invisible strings connecting you to your dream begin to vibrate with a new energy. They stop vibrating with wanting energy and start vibrating with receiving energy. Wanting energy pushes things away. It comes from a place of lack, from the feeling that you do not have what you desire. Receiving energy pulls everything toward you. It comes from a place of plenty, from the knowing that what belongs to you is already yours in the invisible field of energy, simply waiting to become real in physical form. Take a breath right here and feel this truth. You are not trying to get something from the universe. You are allowing the universe to give something to you. This small change in how you see things changes your entire energy signature. Instead of sending out a signal of need, you begin sending out a signal of readiness. And readiness, my friend, is the frequency that turns possibilities into reality. Now, let us talk about the big problem in the room. Your mind is probably thinking of a dozen reasons why this does not apply to you, why your situation is different, why you have been waiting too long for this to be true. This resistance is not your enemy. It is the final guard at the gate, testing if you are truly ready to step into the next level of your life. Every hero's story includes this moment of testing. Right before the treasure is found, you have been building spiritual muscle through every challenge, every disappointment, every moment when you chose to keep believing even when the evidence said otherwise. That strength you have built is about to pay you back in ways you cannot even imagine. The universe works on perfect timing, not human timing. What seems like a delay from your point of view is actually perfect coordination from a higher perspective. Every part of your dream has been lining up behind the scenes. People have been moved into position, resources have been gathering, opportunities have been growing. The entire field of possibility has been reorganizing itself around what is best for you. This is why letting go feels so scary and so freeing at the same time. You are not just letting go of control over the outcome. You are letting go of the illusion that you ever had control in the first place. You are stepping into a partnership with the same intelligence that beats your heart without you telling it to, and grows your fingernails while you sleep. Here is a practice that will change everything for you. Instead of picturing what you want, start picturing yourself as someone who naturally receives what they desire. See yourself moving through life with the quiet confidence of someone who knows the universe supports them. Feel what it is like to be someone for whom making dreams real happens easily. Not because you are special, but because you are in alignment. This shift in your identity is the secret that separates the 1% from everyone else. Most people see themselves as someone who is trying to make things happen. You are being asked to see yourself as someone who naturally attracts what they want, because you have learned to match the frequency of receiving. Take a moment right now and comment below with this exact phrase: I am ready to receive what is already mine. Do not just type it without thinking. Feel it as you write it. Let it be a statement to the quantum field that you are stepping out of wanting energy and into receiving energy. This is your conscious signal to the universe that you are prepared for what is coming. When you truly live in this receiving frequency, lucky coincidences will start to happen one after another. The right book will fall off the shelf at the perfect moment. You will meet someone by chance who changes everything. An opportunity will appear that seems too good to be true, but it is actually just the universe finally having a clear path to give you what it has been trying to give you all along. But here is what no one talks about in most teaching about making dreams real. The final step before your breakthrough often looks like nothing is happening. This is actually the moment when everything is happening behind the scenes. Reality is restructuring itself. The energy field is collapsing your desires from a possibility to a probability to a certainty. This quiet time before your dream appears is not empty. It is full of potential. It is the sacred pause before birth. It is the universe taking a deep breath before delivering miracles into your life. Most people think this pause means they have failed, and they give up right before they are about to succeed. You are not going to make that mistake. Understanding energy frequencies will make everything happen faster for you. Gratitude vibrates at a high frequency. Love vibrates at a high frequency. Joy is also a high frequency. Fear vibrates at a low frequency. Doubt is also a low frequency. When you consciously choose thoughts and feelings that are high frequency, you are literally tuning yourself to the radio station where your desires are being broadcast. This is not just a nice idea. This is real science that can be measured. Your thoughts create electromagnetic frequencies that interact with the energy field in ways we are only starting to understand. When you match your personal frequency with the frequency of your desires, you create what scientists call constructive interference, where waves build each other up instead of canceling each other out. Every emotion you feel is either bringing you closer to your desires or creating static in the signal. This is why paying attention to your thoughts is so important at this stage. You are not trying to be happy all the time. You are becoming aware of the frequency you are broadcasting and making careful choices about which energies you want to make stronger. Resistance will show up in small ways now. It might look like suddenly being very busy with things that distract you from your practice. It might show up as relationships that take your energy or situations that test your faith. This is not the universe working against you. It is your old reality, making one last try to keep you in patterns that do not help you anymore. Here is the key to moving through resistance without getting stuck. Do not fight it. And do not feed it. Just notice it. The way you might notice clouds passing in the sky. They are temporary things moving through your awareness, not permanent parts of your reality. Your job is to stay anchored in the frequency you have chosen, no matter what kind of weather is passing through your experience. Inspired action will start to flow through you naturally when you are truly in alignment. This is not the forced action that comes from impatience or fear. This is the easy action that comes when you are working together with universal intelligence. You will find yourself in the right place at the right time without even trying. Conversations will happen that open doors you did not know existed. Resources will appear exactly when you need them. The difference between inspired action and forced action can be felt in your body. Forced action creates tension, stress, and tiredness. Inspired action feels easy, energizing, and right. It is the difference between swimming against the current and letting the river carry you. If what I am sharing feels true deep in your bones, if something inside you is recognizing the truth of these words, then I invite you to subscribe. Not just to this channel, but to this frequency of living. Hit that subscribe button as a promise to yourself to stay tuned to the wavelength where miracles are normal and lucky coincidences happen every day. Trust in perfect timing becomes your superpower now. Every spiritual tradition talks about divine timing because it is a basic rule of how creation works. Seeds do not sprout the moment they are planted. Babies are not born the moment they are conceived. Your dreams will not become real the moment you think of them, but they will appear at the perfect time for the biggest impact and the least amount of struggle. Delays are not rejections. They are sacred growing periods where unseen forces are arranging everything for the best possible outcome. What looks like the universe ignoring you is actually the universe loving you enough to give you something better than what you first asked for. Trust the intelligence that is directing your life, even when you cannot see the bigger picture. Appreciation becomes a powerful tool for making things happen when you understand how to use it correctly. Instead of appreciating what you have in order to get more, appreciate what you have because you recognize that you live in a generous universe that is always providing for you. This small change in your reason for being grateful changes the energy of your thanks. It goes from being a way to get something to a genuine thank you. When you appreciate from this place of recognition, you align yourself with the basic truth that the universe is naturally generous. You stop seeing yourself as someone who needs to earn plenty, and start seeing yourself as someone who naturally receives it, because that is how this generous universe works. Visualization becomes easy when you stop trying to make something happen and start allowing yourself to remember what already exists in the energy field. Your desires are not future possibilities you are trying to create. They are present moment realities existing in a state of potential, waiting for your consciousness to pull them into physical experience. Instead of using visualization to convince the universe to give you something, use it to remember what is already yours. Feel the energy of living your desired reality, not as something you hope to get, but as something you are remembering how to access. This act of remembering creates a match between your current identity and your expanded identity. Movement and embodiment make things happen faster because they help you literally feel the energy of your desires in your body. Your desires are not just ideas in your head. They have an energy signature that wants to be expressed through your physical form. When you move your body in ways that feel right for your expanded identity, you create a connection between your mind, your emotions, and your body. This does not mean you have to dance or do yoga, though those can be great practices. It means you allow your body to show the energy of what you are calling into your life. Walk like someone who naturally receives what they desire. Sit like someone who trusts the universe. Breathe like someone who knows their dreams are already on the way. Here is where everything I have shared comes together into practical magic. You are being asked to step into a new identity right now, not when your desires appear, not when you see proof from the outside world. Right now, the version of you who naturally receives what they desire is not a future possibility. It is a present moment choice. Every moment you choose to live. Every moment you choose to live as this receiving person, you strengthen the connection between your current reality and your desired reality. Every moment you choose thoughts, feelings, and actions from this higher identity, you literally rewire your nervous system to expect miracles instead of struggle. This is the difference between trying to make your dreams happen from your current identity and stepping into the identity that naturally attracts what you desire. Most people try to pull their dreams down to their current level of being. You are being asked to rise up to the level of being that matches your dreams. Take another moment right now and comment below with one word that captures the energy of who you are becoming. Not who you have been, not who you hope to be, but who you are choosing to be. Starting right now, let this word be your energy signature to the quantum field. Your statement of the frequency you are choosing to send out. The collective consciousness is changing, and you are part of that change. Every person who chooses to live from receiving energy, instead of wanting energy, adds to the energy field that makes it easier for others to do the same. Your personal change is not just about you. It is about helping the collective awakening that is happening on this planet. This is why timing is so important. You are not just making personal desires real. You are taking part in a larger evolutionary process, where humanity is learning how to create consciously with universal intelligence. Your breakthrough becomes a light of possibility for others who are ready to step into their own receiving frequency. The depth of this frequency mastery goes far beyond what we can talk about in one video. While we are touching on these basic ideas today, there is a whole quantum framework of 9 master frequencies that control how consciousness creates reality itself. In my complete guide, which is a quantum guide to consciousness mastery, I reveal the step-by-step practices for moving from unconscious creation to becoming the source itself, changing from seeking to being. It is linked in the pinned comment below for those who are ready to explore the whole system. As we come to the end of our time together, I want to leave you with this. Everything you have been looking for has been looking for you. Every prayer you have whispered, every dream you have held, every moment you have chosen faith over fear has been building to this moment of recognition. You are not separate from what you desire. You never have been. The seeming space between where you are and where you want to be is not a distance. It is a frequency. And frequency can be changed in an instant through the power of conscious choice. You have that power right now. You have always had that power. The only thing that changes is your willingness to use it. Subscribe, not just to stay connected, but to stay in alignment with this frequency of conscious creation. The more of us who live from this place of knowing that we are powerful partners with universal intelligence, the more the world will reflect that truth back to us through miraculous coincidences and easy creation. But let us go deeper into the mechanics of what is actually happening in your energy field right now. There is a phenomenon in science called quantum tunneling, where particles can pass through walls that should be impossible to cross according to normal physics. Your consciousness is about to experience its own version of quantum tunneling, where you will suddenly find yourself on the other side of problems that seemed absolutely solid just moments before. This tunneling effect explains why breakthroughs often feel sudden, even though they have been building for months or years. One day you are struggling with the same old patterns, and the next day those patterns simply do not exist in your reality anymore. It is not that you slowly overcame them. It is that your consciousness tunneled through the barrier into a parallel reality where those limits never existed. Here is what makes this even more amazing. The version of you that exists without these limits is not something you need to become. It is something you need to remember. In the energy field, all possible versions of you exist at the same time. The struggling version, the abundant version, the confident version, the version living your dream life, they are all equally real, all equally present, all equally available. Most people spend their whole lives trying to change from one version to another, not realizing that change is actually about shifting your attention from one already existing version to another. It is not about changing who you are. It is about remembering which version of yourself you want to bring to life with your consciousness. Think about this carefully. Right now, there is a version of you living your ideal life with complete ease and natural abundance. This is not fantasy or wishful thinking. This is quantum mechanics. In the field of infinite possibility, every possible way your life could be exists as a potential reality, waiting to be made real through observation. The reason you are seeing this video now is because the walls between these parallel versions of yourself are getting thinner. The dimensional walls are dissolving, and you are being prepared to make a conscious shift from one timeline to another. This is not a metaphor. This is the actual way reality works at the quantum level. But here is where it gets really interesting from a consciousness point of view. The version of you living your desired reality has been sending signals back through time, creating the coincidences and opportunities that have been appearing in your life. Your future self is literally reaching back through the energy field to guide your present self toward the timeline where you become one coherent person. This is why you have been having strange moments of knowing, sudden ideas that seem to come from nowhere, unexpected clarity about which way you should go. These are not random feelings. They are messages from the version of yourself that has already walked the path you are on now. Every time you felt that inner pull towards something that did not make sense, every time you had a gut feeling about a decision, every time you were guided to be in a certain place at a certain time, you were receiving navigation signals from your expanded timeline self. And these signals are getting stronger as the time when you come together gets closer. The feeling you are having right now, this sense that something is about to change dramatically, is actually your consciousness beginning to sync up with your desired timeline. In physics, this syncing happens when two vibrating systems match their frequencies. Your current reality frequency is beginning to match the frequency of your desired reality. This matching process creates what scientists call a phase transition, a sudden change where a system jumps from one stable state to another. Think of water suddenly becoming ice, or a caterpillar suddenly becoming a butterfly. The change appears sudden, but it is actually the result of energy building to a critical point where a new way of being becomes inevitable. You are approaching that critical point now. Every meditation you have done, every moment you have chosen love over fear, every time you have trusted your intuition, even when the outside world said not to, has been building quantum coherence in your field. You are not just hoping for change anymore. You are literally phase transitioning into a new level of reality. Here is where the science becomes mystical in the most beautiful way. When systems go through phase transitions, they often show what is called emergence, where new properties appear that were not there before. These new properties cannot be predicted from knowing the individual parts. They just appear when things get complex enough. You are about to experience emergence in your own life. Skills you did not know you had will suddenly become available. Opportunities that were invisible before will become obvious. Relationships that are right for your highest path will easily appear. Resources will flow to you in ways you never could have planned. This is not because you are getting better at making things happen. It is because you are shifting into a version of reality where what you desire is already the normal way of things. In this new setup, abundance does not require effort because abundance is simply how energy flows when there is nothing blocking it. If this quantum understanding is changing how you see reality, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to stay connected with this frequency of consciousness exploration. Your engagement helps more people find these videos exactly when they need them most. But let us talk about something very important that most teaching about creation completely misses. The role of what scientists call decoherence. Decoherence is what happens when a quantum system loses its state of all possibilities and collapses into one definite state. Knows your process of making dreams real. Decoherence happens when you allow outside noise to collapse your quantum potential into limited results. Every time you check your bank account to see if your money has appeared yet, you are creating decoherence. Every time you look around for evidence that your desires are becoming real, you are collapsing quantum possibility into current limitation. The act of looking for proof actually stops the very thing you are looking for from staying in its quantum state. This is why the final step before breakthrough requires what mystics call the dark night of the soul, and scientists call the quantum vacuum state. It is a time where you must keep your energy clear without any outside feedback, where you must trust the process without seeing any proof that it is working. This is not testing your faith. This is protecting your creation from falling apart too soon. The quantum vacuum is not empty space. It is actually the most powerful creative field that exists, full of virtual particles and zero-point energy. When your creation process enters its vacuum state, it is not that nothing is happening. It is that everything is happening at such a deep level that you cannot see it with your ordinary eyes. This is why spiritual traditions have always talked about the power of the void, the importance of embracing emptiness, the need to be comfortable with not knowing. They understood, without the science, what quantum physics has now proven: the vacuum state is where infinite potential grows before coming into the real world. Your current experience of quiet, of waiting, of wondering if anything is actually changing, is actually you existing in the quantum vacuum state of your own creation. This is the most powerful place you can be, but it requires tremendous trust, because your ordinary senses cannot see what is happening at the quantum level. Let me share something that will change your whole relationship with this process. In quantum field theory, there is an idea called virtual particles that constantly appear and disappear in the vacuum of space. These particles exist for such short moments that they cannot be seen directly, but their effects can be measured through their influence on other particles. Your desires currently exist as virtual creations in the energy field of your life. They are constantly appearing and disappearing, too brief and subtle for your ordinary awareness to notice, but their effects are absolutely real and can be seen. Every coincidence you experience, every unexpected opportunity that shows up, every moment of unexpected joy or clarity is proof of these virtual creations affecting your reality. I am curious about your own experience with these quantum creations. In the comments below, share a moment when you felt reality shifting around you. Maybe a coincidence that seemed too perfect to be random, or a breakthrough that happened just when you needed it most. These stories help us all see the quantum field at work in our lives. As your creation process gets closer to the end, these virtual creations will begin to stabilize, staying visible for longer and longer periods, until they finally become permanent physical reality. What seems like a sudden appearance is actually the final step of something that has been flickering in and out of existence for weeks or months. This understanding completely changes how you think about the timeline of creation. You are not waiting for something to start. You are waiting for something that is already happening to become stable enough for you to see with your physical eyes. Your desires are not coming to you from somewhere else. They are becoming solid from the energy field that is all around your current reality. Now let us look at the role of what scientists call entanglement entropy in your change process. When quantum systems become connected, they share information instantly no matter how far apart they are. But there is a point where the connection becomes so complex that it creates what is called maximal entropy, where the system must either fall apart or reorganize at a higher level. Your consciousness has become maximally connected to your desired reality. The information moving between your current self and your expanded self has reached the point where your system must reorganize. You cannot go back to the way things were. The only way forward is to emerge into a higher order of being. This is why you might be feeling what seems like chaos or confusion in different parts of your life right now. Systems going through phase transitions always go through a time of seeming disorder before reorganizing at a higher level. This is not a breakdown. This is a breakthrough getting ready to happen. Your reality is taking apart old structures to make space for new ones that can support your expanded identity. The key to moving through this change smoothly is understanding that chaos is not the opposite of order. It is the rich soil from which new orders grow. Instead of trying to control or fix the seeming disorder, your role is to stay calm in the middle of the storm, trusting that intelligent reorganization is happening even when you cannot see the pattern. Here is a practice that will help you stay clear during this time of change. Start each day by consciously choosing which version of yourself you want to bring to life with your attention. Not the version that reacts to what is happening now, but the version that exists in the timeline where your desires have already come true. Spend the first few minutes of your day feeling what it is like to be this expanded version. How does this version of you move through the world? What does this version notice? How does this version handle problems? What does this version take for granted that your current version thinks is amazing? As you live as this expanded identity throughout your day, you are literally training your nervous system to expect the reality that matches this identity. You are creating new pathways in your brain that support the quantum timeline you are moving into. This is not positive thinking or visualization. This is identity coherence training at the level of your nervous system. The reason this practice is so powerful is that your nervous system cannot tell the difference between a vividly imagined experience and a real experience. When you consistently live as your expanded identity, your nervous system begins to create the biological foundation for that identity to become your real life. But here is where most people mess up their own process. They live as their expanded identity for a few minutes during their morning practice, then spend the rest of the day reacting from their old identity patterns. This creates what scientists call destructive interference, where the waves of your expanded identity are canceled out by the waves of your old identity. True mastery of creation requires you to keep your identity clear throughout your entire day. This does not mean being happy all the time or pretending everything is perfect. It means consistently choosing thoughts, feelings, and actions that match the version of yourself that naturally lives your desired reality. Every choice you make during your day is a vote for which timeline you want to make real. When you choose the response that your expanded self would choose, you are making the quantum coherence of that timeline stronger. When you choose the reaction that your old self would choose, you are strengthening patterns that keep you stuck in limitation. Take a moment to think about a pattern you are ready to let go of. Comment below with one word that represents what you are choosing to release as you step into this new timeline. This conscious statement creates energy movement in the quantum field. This might sound like a lot to handle, but it is actually quite simple once you understand how it works. You do not need to watch every thought or control every feeling. You just need to ask yourself one question at each moment of choice. What would the version of me living my desired reality choose in this moment? Trust the first answer that comes to you. Do not think about it too much or doubt it. Your expanded self talks to you through your intuition, not through your thinking mind. The more you trust these intuitive messages and act on them, the stronger the connection becomes between your current self and your expanded self. As this connection gets stronger, you will begin to feel like you are living two lives at the same time. Part of you will still be dealing with your current reality, with its apparent limits and problems. But another part of you will be experiencing the freedom and abundance of your desired reality with more and more clarity and frequency. This feeling of living in two places is actually a sign that the time when you come together is getting close. You are not losing your mind or becoming disconnected from reality. You are becoming aware of multiple levels of reality at the same time, which is exactly what happens when consciousness gets ready to make a quantum leap between timelines. The practice during this time is to give more attention and energy to the expanded reality frequency than to the limited reality frequency. Notice when you are experiencing the abundance and freedom of your desired timeline, and consciously make those moments stronger by being thankful and present. Notice when you are caught in the limits of your current timeline, and gently turn your attention elsewhere without judging yourself or fighting it. This redirection is not about denying your current situation or pretending problems do not exist. It is about choosing where to put your main attention and energy. What you give attention to, you give life to. What you take your attention away from slowly disappears from your experience. The universe is getting ready to collapse your desired timeline into your main reality, but it needs your help to finish this process. Your job is not to make it happen. Your job is to stay in alignment with the frequency of your desired reality, so that when the collapse happens, your consciousness is already matched with what is appearing. Think of it like tuning a radio. The music is already playing on a specific frequency, but you need to tune your radio to that frequency to hear it. Your desires are already broadcasting on a specific quantum frequency, but you need to tune your consciousness to that frequency to experience them in physical reality. The tuning process is what you have been doing through all your spiritual practices, your mindfulness work, your commitment to growing and evolving. Every time you have chosen love over fear, trust over doubt, expansion over contraction, you have been fine-tuning your consciousness to receive the broadcast of your desired reality. But here is something amazing that is happening right now, in this very moment. As you are taking in these words, as these ideas are settling into your awareness, your brain is literally rewiring itself. Scientists call this neuroplasticity, but what they are really describing is consciousness reshaping the physical matter of your brain to match new patterns of understanding. Every insight that feels true, every moment of recognition, every aha feeling you get while you are listening, is actually new pathways forming in your brain in real time. These are not just temporary thoughts passing through your mind. They are permanent changes in your brain that create the biological foundation for your expanded reality to become your lived experience. Your nervous system is essentially downloading new software right now. Software that knows how to move through quantum realities. Software that sees abundance as natural. Software that understands coincidences as normal communication from the universe. This downloading process will continue for hours and days after you finish watching, going deeper with each night's sleep as your brain makes these new patterns solid. This is why timing is so important. Your consciousness had to reach a specific level of development before it could safely receive and understand this transmission without being overwhelmed. The fact that you are here, that these words make sense, that something inside you is saying yes, this is true, is proof that you have reached that level. What you are experiencing is not just understanding with your mind. It is quantum resonance. It is recognition. Your consciousness is remembering frequencies it once knew but forgot when it came into physical form. These frequencies are your natural birthright, your original blueprint, the way your consciousness worked before it learned to limit itself to fit into the agreed-upon reality. The reason this recognition feels so powerful, so emotionally moving, is because you are not learning something new. You are remembering something ancient. Your soul has been waiting for this moment of remembrance, this return to your natural quantum awareness, this restoration of your innate ability to create. And now the signal is coming in clearer than ever before. The static is fading. The music of your dreams is becoming easy to hear. All that is left is to let go completely to the frequency you have been looking for, trusting that everything you have ever wanted is already playing in the quantum field, waiting for your consciousness to fully tune in and receive it. You are not just watching a video, you are receiving a transmission that will continue to work in your energy field long after you close this window. This transmission is coded with frequency information that will help your consciousness stay in alignment with your desired timeline, even when the outside world seems to say otherwise. Every word you have heard, every idea that felt right, Every moment of recognition you have had while listening is actually your expanded self, confirming that you are on the right path. These are not just ideas I am sharing. These are memories of how reality actually works at the deepest levels. Memories that your soul already knows, but your mind has forgotten. The more you return to these memories, the stronger your quantum coherence becomes. The stronger your quantum coherence becomes, the faster your desired timeline can collapse into your experienced reality. This is not linear time creation, where you wait years for things to change. This is quantum time creation, where everything can reorganize in an instant. Consider watching this video again tomorrow morning to make these quantum patterns stronger in your consciousness. Each time you watch it, you deepen the pathways in your brain that support your new reality. And if someone in your life is ready to understand how consciousness shapes reality, sharing this video creates an energy ripple effect that makes creation happen faster for both of you by expanding the collective field of conscious awareness. Trust what is unfolding. Embrace what is coming. Step into the receiving frequency that is your natural birthright. The universe is working in your favor in ways you cannot even imagine. Your breakthrough is closer than your next breath. Welcome to the beginning of everything you have been preparing for. Until we meet again in this space of infinite possibility, remember, you are already everything you are seeking to become. The only thing left to do is allow yourself to remember that truth and live from it with every breath, every choice, every moment of your magnificent life. Speaking of remembering deeper truths, there is another transmission that reveals why quantum creation actually works backwards from everything you have been taught. Understanding this reverse creation process will completely change how you approach making your reality. The ideas we have talked about today become much more powerful when you understand this counterintuitive method that makes creation easy instead of forced. Subscribe to Innerverse Quantum Mirror. Take care.